Hello, beautiful warriors of life. Welcome back to another episode of Part of the Process podcast. My name is Michelle Beredia. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about the profound, intense journey of Dark Night of the Soul. This experience is one that many of us encounter at some point in our lives, and apparently occurs multiple times throughout our lives. The first time you experience Dark Night of the Soul, it'll leave you with a long-lasting mark. Dark Night of the Soul is a time of deep introspection, spiritual crisis, and profound growth. So let's go ahead and delve into the darkness to uncover the profound wisdom and strength that emerge as we navigate this challenging moment in our lives. Dark Night of the Soul is a period of profound inner turmoil when our beliefs, identities, and spiritual foundations are shaken to their core. It often arises during times of major life transitions, loss, or intense self-reflection. When we go through Dark Night of the Soul, we feel so disconnected, so lost, and we even start questioning the purpose of our existence. Many times you can feel empty, you literally feel nothing. But during the Dark Night of the Soul, we have to find courage to face our fears and our shadows. Like I mentioned, during this time, you feel despair, you feel emptiness and isolation. You don't want to see anyone. What used to bring you joy, like music, hiking, working out, does nothing. And I mean nothing for you. For me, what jump-started this Dark Night of the Soul episode, which is similar to depression, but honestly nothing like I've experienced before. I've gone through episodes of depression, and Dark Night of the Soul is so different. It's like a new level of rock bottom. And as I mentioned, what jump-started my Dark Night of the Soul was when I lost my job. Not only had I just experienced a breakup, and it was a long relationship, now I'm losing my job and I've lost friends, people I've trusted. Things are going on with family. It was just like this enigma whirlwind of thing after thing, event after event. And during my Dark Night of the Soul, I literally was expressionless. I felt like my soul was dead. I felt like I was dead. I literally felt nothing. And it was kind of scary because nothing that you could tell me could make me happy, could make me feel any type of way. I always used music as a way to cheer me up. You know, I want to feel happy. Let me play some Bad Bunny, play some R&B from the 90s, and instantly I would feel happy. I needed that little kick of dopamine, serotonin. Let me go work out. But I couldn't. I could not even wash a single dish. There were times where I didn't even want to get out of bed and shower, and there's just all these emotions running. You just cry and nobody really gets it. So when you're going through Dark Night of the Soul, make sure you surround yourself by people who are going to validate you, even if they don't understand where you're coming from. Make sure you hang out with people who love you and who are going to be there for you, because oh my goodness, when I tell you, it's dark. And it's like, how do you explain this other than depression? Luckily, I just started doing like spiritual awakening research, Googling the symptoms, which are right here by northpointwashington.com. Extreme sadness and no explanation as to why you're sad. Uncontrollable crying, emptiness, loss of motivation for activities you once enjoyed, loss of appetite or binge eating, insomnia, insomnia or sleeping too much, no desire for sex, increased use of drugs or alcohol, the need to withdraw from social relationships, and a desire to isolate, poor personal hygiene, irritability and mood swings, nightmares, body aches, headaches, and problems with digestion, lethargy, no energy, feeling of worthlessness, and thoughts of suicide. Thoughts of suicide can be very scary because you just start thinking about your life and you really get to this dark place where you're like, why even live anymore? I don't want to exist if this is what it feels like. Get me out of here. I remember, I was unemployed, so I tried to, even if I was feeling empty inside, I would try to get up and find a routine. In the beginning, when I lost my job, my therapist told me to pretend like I'm on vacation, right? Because I was like, I don't want to sleep in, but I'm so tired and I don't know what to do because I feel sad. All I want to do is be in bed. So she said, pretend like you're on a vacation. Pretend like you don't have a time to get up, a time to go to sleep. Just allow yourself to relax and allow your body to rest. So I started doing that, and that was the first thing that helped. But then after I was out of that place where I didn't even want to leave bed, I started incorporating a routine. I would get up and work out, even if it did nothing to me, even if listening to music did nothing to me. I started meditating, right? Because I was listening to all these podcasts about spiritual awakenings, about narcissism, because I also had gone through narcissistic relationships, and a lot of podcasts would say, go do meditation. That's what's going to help you get out of this darkness. So that's exactly what I did. I would put on transcendental meditation and just lay in bed, pop it in. I don't like meditating sitting down. I've been able to get to pretty good places laying down, and until I am able to fully sit down, crisscross, I'm going to continue laying down and doing my meditation that way. I started reading more, listening to podcasts all day, and that's honestly what saved me. And of course, journaling. I would just pour out everything into this journal because that's the only thing that was keeping me going at the time. And of course, I had my sister checking in on me to make sure that I was, still alive and still going through this really tough and dark time. And I'm so lucky that I had her during these times. Oh my gosh, I'm like crying. So anyway, the dark night of the soul is supposed to deprogram you from everything you know, supposed to wipe you out clean of any beliefs that you grew up with. It's like a new beginning. You come out of this dark place like you're an infant, a newborn, seeing the world for the first time. As you go through your dark night of the soul, you come to understand the deeper meaning behind the experiences that you've encountered in life, and you slowly start to gain understanding for your life's purpose. During these moments, we find ourselves closer to the core of our being, discovering the essence of who we really are. You start really doing your shadow work. I remember doing a meditation in which I asked God, universe, show me what I need to learn in this moment, in this time, in this space. Within 5 minutes, boom, there I am crying because I finally understand, and I'm finally empathetic for my father and my mother, and I finally get that they were also in this very dark place multiple times in their lives while they were raising us, and they didn't have the tools and resources that we do now to survive this moment. I finally understood why people who are in dark night of the soul don't make it. Only these strong warriors make it out of this, and it's like a fight to be reborn and to live again. During my dark night of the soul, I would get on my computer as well, and I would write about my experience. So I'm going to read to you guys a few passages of what I wrote. I cannot recall how long I've been stuck in dark night of the soul, but working out no longer appeases and gets me out of this rut. Working out used to get me high and get me out of the depression. Now I feel like I am a dead soul walking in this gray world. Hiking no longer makes me feel connected and blissful. The emptiness does not change when I hike. I am not sure what's going on, but I feel so crazy or like on this high, not sure if it's psychosis or what it is. We are each like Earth, a planet, a world, and we each revolve around our own lives. It's weird to think that my life used to revolve around a particular person, a job, or around family. Now, my world revolves around myself. I feel so euphoric. I want to cry. I don't know. Is suicide really the ultimate thing? It's what it feels like, not being scared to die. That's a few passages of what I would write when I was in this really dark place. And now being out of it, I'm just like, I learned so much. I grew so much. I gained so much self-love. I have so much compassion for everyone that's ever done me wrong. I feel like a brand new person. I feel like the old me is gone, is dead and gone. So if you're going through this right now, don't give up. Keep pushing, because right around the corner awaits greatness. You're not going to be in this state forever. I can't tell you how long it'll take for you to get out of this place. For me, I think it was like 3 to 4 months, maybe 6 months. I promise you, you will get out. Seek help. Make it an intention to get out of this place. Write down the intention and the manifestation of, I need help. I want to cure myself. And so you set your intention to want to heal, and then you just go through the motions. You go through the shadow work. You go through these low rock bottom moments. You cry it out. You feel the sadness, and sooner rather than later, you will be out and you will be transformed. The dark night of the soul is like a catalyst for shedding old beliefs and attachments that no longer serve us. I stopped drinking during this time. I used to hang out with people who would want to go drink every single day. It's been 6 months since I haven't had not one drop of alcohol, because I knew that if I drank alcohol and used that to cover up my sorrows and my sadness and my wounds, I was never going to heal. It's like I was never going to get out. I was going to be trapped in this dark night of the soul. During these times, I made sure I nourished my body with healthy foods. I tried to work out when I could. I really took care of myself. Although you have no energy to do anything, you try to take care of yourself. I remember during Christmas, I was hosting Christmas at my house, and I usually like to clean up, a week before, days before family coming in. But during Christmas, ask me if I did. I had absolute no motivation to clean my house at all. I literally remember putting up the Christmas decorations and thinking, I feel no happiness from putting up these decorations. I'm literally empty inside, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the motion. I was literally putting up the Christmas lights thinking, geez, I feel so empty. I have never felt like this before. Do other people feel this way too? I felt like a dead zombie setting up my house for Christmas. And then once my family came, I didn't have the brains to think about any decorations. I could barely put up the Christmas tree. That was a drag. Even thinking about Christmas dinner was a drag, and my family came and I felt like I was just there. I felt so bad, but luckily, like, my mom, my brothers, my sister, and my mom's husband helped. But I literally was like, yeah, it's Christmas, and I didn't buy anything for Christmas dinner, didn't buy any decorations, don't know what we're gonna eat. But anyways, as you persist through this time and you don't let it beat you down, you have this like newfound resilience and renewed spirit. You begin to see the light through all this darkness. And you realize that the path to self-discovery, the path to awakening is not linear. Because, the joys of all the highs and lows that go on during the dark night of the soul. One day you feel like you're out of it, like you're better. The next day you feel like you're at rock bottom again. And it just goes on and on and on. And then you understand that that's what life is about. Thing after thing occurring. But what changes each and every time is your reaction, your consciousness, and more awake. The world looks different. You notice that everybody else is like a walking dead zombie, other people are also going through this pain but not talking about it. You really start to see the evil in this world, but you also see the goodness in this world. You find inner peace. It's like you went to war and now all you want is peace. You don't want anyone in your life that is going to hurt you, that is not good for you. You went through such a dark time and pulled yourself out. The last thing you want is anyone or anything to put you in that dark place again. Like I said, you come out a brand new person. So what happens? The people that used to know the old you don't recognize you anymore. They don't align with you. Your vibration is different. So you start losing friends. Things that you used to vibe with, like alcohol, certain types of music, you don't vibe with it anymore. Certain entertainment on TV that you used to watch, you don't watch anymore. You don't need any of that. You find yourself unable to do small talk because you need deep, meaningful relationships. You have to be your authentic self. You can't be fake. You don't have time for people who are highly disagreeable, people pleasers, social climbers. Heck, you can't even fake being happy. If you're having a sad day, that's what you're gonna get. I'm gonna look sad. And these moments are exactly what lead you back on track, back to your true purpose on this earth. And you don't let anyone distract you from your goals, your passion, your purpose. You find yourself in a new reality. You gain this fire burning within. You gain power. And you think, if I had the motivation and strength to pull myself out of this dark place, what can't I do? There is no limit. I am unstoppable. That concludes my experience with Dark Night of the Soul. Dark Night of the Soul is part of your journey. A lot of people try to skip this or try to mask it by seeking out instant gratification, by not confronting their sadness. And by doing so, you're only prolonging the process. Stop distracting yourself from your own evolution. Surrender to it, because if you don't, it's always gonna be there. It's gonna be following you until you're finally ready to go through the process. Embrace the sadness, embrace the emptiness, and eventually you will come out a warrior and ready to take on whatever next lesson that life brings you. All right, warriors, thank you so much for listening to my 4th episode. Follow me on all socials at Part of the Process Podcast. And remember, don't give up, because the world needs you and I need you. Okay, bye. I'll see you in my next episode.